Thank you for those kind words. Over 50 years ago, in 1971, my husband and one-year-old Alexander and I moved to an apartment in Park Slope. Why? Because of Prospect Park. We spent Sunday mornings in the park, spread out on a blanket, reading the newspaper while Alexander frolicked in the grass. We went to concerts in the park, home late at night with no particular concerns about safety. Gradually, though, as the 70s passed, that changed. The park visibly suffered from lack of any but the most minimal attention. Drugs, garbage, and safety became issues, and the playgrounds, as my kids grew, were in miserable condition. Most of you cannot imagine how quickly it deteriorated and how bad it got. But fortunately for us, the city put an ad in the New York Times for an administrator for Prospect Park. And Tucker Thomas answered and began a process at a time when the city was beginning to focus on parks again, perhaps again, maybe for the first time. The process of turning the parks around. And in 1987, the Alliance was born. Tucker picked my husband, Terry, to help her put a board together. We were the largest contributors, Terry and I, to the Prospect Park Tree Fund at $100 a year. That was the fundraising that was behind the park. And together, Terry and Tucker created a board and planned the first step, something that would make people believe that the park could and would be turned around in their lifetimes, and incidentally, that the Alliance would be able to successfully raise funds for it. So they turned to the historic carousel, which was in complete disrepair and hadn't run for a decade. Success breeds confidence, and well-managed success, more success. In our case, the many more significant improvements in infrastructure and landscape followed the carousel. Now, once again, a major restoration of a long, unused corner of the park is beginning, the Vale of Cashmere. This restoration will reopen a corner of the park that is in sad condition and therefore, not surprisingly, unused. It is important to remember that the Alliance, at the same time, that the Alliance is not all about money. It's about community, neighborhoods, coming together for a common goal of a beautiful and inviting front and backyard for all of us. It's about consulting, listening, and hearing what our neighbors and park users have to say, and yes, it's about compromise, because in the end, we can't have our way all of the time. So I can pause there. Some people have never managed to get to that point in their lives, or shall I say, in their maturity. I am so happy to be able to help the Alliance continue the work that Tucker and Terry began, and I wish I could thank everyone who's made this such a rich and fulfilling part of my life. But I would like to thank, or know, one person who isn't here, but has made it, many of you will remember, Lucio, who ran the carousel and was just a warm and wonderful person who made the carousel not just a beautiful and fun place to go, but a very human place to go. And I like to think of him as a beacon of what the park can be and is for so many people. Thank you very much.